is in. Roadblock was a pay-per-view.
Wait, it wasn't Raw?
It wasn't better than a Raw. By much of a margin at all. But it was on the network and not on USA.
Oh, that's the difference.
Therefore, it was a pay-per-view.
Right.
$9.99. My personal thoughts, I didn't hate it. Didn't love it. I rawed it.
I second that.
I mean, I liked the matches.
Yeah, no, there wasn't a bad match, to be completely honest.
There were a few moments where I was kind of like, eh. But the matches, for the most part, were really good. I mean, with the exception of, Rich Swann trying to skull-fuck Brian Kendrick multiple times during...
And the pre-show match wasn't good.
Yeah. So let's start by talking about that one. Cass and Rusev. They were hitting each other a lot.
They had a commercial break.
Right when the match started.
Lana had a hot outfit.
Yeah. So good.
And then it's almost like we knew they were going to do this. Enzo at ringside was the reason for Big Cass losing.
By count out.
That's...
Yeah, so, I mean, I was kind of for me, my number one hope out of this match was to see if Rusev could super kick Cass in the back of the head.
Oh, well, there's one thing...
Which would be basically like him doing the split standing up.
There is one thing that we skipped over, because I watched it already, and then we watched it again, skipping through the stuff. They're going to have a rematch at Raw.
Oh. Alright. Rusev. Try to kick him in the back of the head on Raw.
Maybe.
But yeah, Rusev went by count out. Hooray! We opened up the main card with the tag team title match. Cesaro and Sheamus looking to dethrone the New Day. And guess what? They did. This is Asian reporter, Trishan Takanawa.
The match was fucking awesome.
It was. It was really good, especially the segment, which was Kofi and Kingston and Cesaro steal the spotlight.
Every time
Sheamus and Big E sit on the outside and watch.
Well, here's the thing that I like the best about it is, you had two different sides to this match. You had the finesse in Cesaro and Kofi, and then you had Big E and Sheamus just go in and beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
And it was a good balance of both of those things. And then there were so many great false finishes. Xavier Woods getting involved.
Cesaro happening.
Because
Cesaro happened.
Because Cesaro can do anything he desires. If he thinks it, it happens. Why? Because Cesaro.
It is true. One time I saw him and he was just was walking down the street and he's like, man, I really wish I had a coffee. And all of a sudden, coffee materialized in his hand.
Yeah. Because Cesaro. But... also, because Cesaro, he needs a championship, and now he has one.
I'm sad. The fact that WWE just thinks Cesaro's championship to go to should be the tag titles.
Yeah.
Because now this is the second time he's been tag champions. It's him and Tyson Kidd.
Him and Swagger never won them?
Him and Swagger may have won them. I don't remember if they won them or not. If that's the case...
Post in the comments if Cesaro and Jack Swagger
sure they
won tag
did.
titles.
I
think they almost did.
Yeah, almost maybe, but I don't think they actually did. Either way, that would be the second or third team that Cesaro would have won the tag titles with.
Yeah, the only singles title he's had has been the U.S. Championship when he was heel.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
No.
Vince, push Cesaro, please.
Yeah, I just... I don't have the energy to rant about this anymore. I've been ranting about this since they formed the team.
Yeah.
And I don't hate the team. That's the problem. I should be ecstatic that Cesaro is a champion. I should be excited the fact that Cesaro and Sheamus make a pretty good fucking tag team. But I'm not. Because they've already lost 3 times to the New Day. And now all of a sudden, because the New Day's record is broken, now they can beat them? No. Nope.
I don't know. I don't have quite the issue as much as him. Still.
I did appreciate the end, though.
The end was really good.
The fake tag was fantastic.
Cesaro feigning a tag to Sheamus. Cesaro comes in. Kobe hits him in Trouble in Paradise, tries to pin him. Ref doesn't count the pin. Sheamus bolts over and rolls himself on top of Kobe, pinning him down, hooking both legs, and gets the win that way. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic finish. And that's what I'm saying. The match was great. I'm mad that I'm mad about the end.
You're mad that you're mad about it?
I'm mad that I'm mad about it.
Well, yeah, that happens.
You'd make me think weird things, WWE. Fuck you.
You make me not know how to feel about myself. See, what was after that? That was...
Sami Zayn lasted 10 minutes against Braun Strowman.
Yes. Man, if there's anything that I learned from this match, Sami Zayn is really good at getting beat up. Which I already knew. I mean, Sami Zayn's one of the better sympathetic baby faces.
I bet I can guess B.
B?
Braun Strowman's really good at beating people up.
No, Braun Strowman is way faster than I anticipated.
Braun Strowman's a fucking monster, man.
Dude, like, legit, if he had amateur wrestling background, he would be like another Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because, I mean, he's got all the super powerlifting stuff background, which makes him, like, ultimately awesomely strong.
He's a really tall Mark Henry is what he is.
Now, that's scary, man.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying.
He's a scary individual. The other thing, third thing, I never want to see him do the tongue thing ever again. He did the tongue waggle, and it was no. Solid no.
We kept up the
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley trying to save Sammy. Sammy being a badass and throwing the towel away.
Into the crowd. So somebody went home with a free towel.
That was touched by Mick Foley and Sami Zayn.
Unless WWE did the thing where they're like, send a security guard in there to grab the towel.
We need that towel back. We're going to use it on Raw.
Because I'm pretty sure we told the story when we went to Raw after Mania and Neville debuted.
Yeah. Neville threw his cape up and it went into the crowd.
Because he wasn't doing the cape on the ramp. He was waiting until he got to the bottom of the ramp.
Yeah.
To throw the cape off, and it fell into the crowd, like first row, and a guy grabbed it and snatched it up, and then the security guard ran over and told him to give it back.
Yeah. But, Sami Zayn lasted the 10 minutes, and now his thing's going to be, why'd you end it? Why'd you only give me 10 minutes? I was going to beat Braun Strowman. It was, like, right there.
Yeah, because, that's my prediction, because right before the time limit expires, Sami Zayn actually ran across the ring and gave Braun Strowman a haluva kick.
Yeah, and Braun was, like, about to fall over, so Sami went to go hit a second one, and then the bell rang.
Yeah, Sami Zayn's one of the first people to get, like, a clean bump out of Braun Strowman using the crossbody.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often that a small guy can crossbody a big guy and actually make it work.
Yeah, and it's like, I think the only other times that I've seen Braun Strowman clean bump are like double team moves.
Yeah. Yep, doesn't happen often. But yeah, so Sami Zayn does win because he lasted the 10 minutes.
Kudos. That means we're right on all the matches so far.
Yep.
By the way.
Yeah, we're doing alright so far. Then we move on to Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho.
Which was Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Again.
That bothers me so much because this is a potential show stealer. Especially,
and I mean, this one, not to take anything away, this is a good match.
No, and that's the thing. Most of the matches were good, but
this is one of the ones that was hit with the curse of being repetitive.
Yes.
Because we've had a lot of Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho together in singles and or tag team matches as of late. So it was like the match itself
or triple threat matches against Kevin Owens.
Yeah, and so like the match was really good, but at the same time, it's just like I kind of wish that this was really good in like 4 months. Or if this was really good, but I hadn't seen a whole bunch of it. You know, like space. WWE space does wonders. And I'm talking like a month even.
But if you put too much space, people forget. And you got to give them as much of it as you possibly can before they forget it. You can't let people forget it.
Yeah. I'll you know, it's a weird thing. It's like, in all these super repetitive moments WWE has, like smashing 9 million versions of the same match on like 3 months worth of programming, is you don't create enough moments.
Yeah, you can't create moments if you do the same thing again and again.
Because one of the things that's missing right now are moments. I can't pull anything out of the last few months aside from Roman Reigns killing Shane McMahon.
Oh, the spear out of the
Coast to coast.
Out of the coast to coast.
Like, to me, in my head, like, that's the last legit moment there's been in a match in WWE. Not saying that that's like a highlight reel moment, but like something that doesn't happen all the time.
That's something that could get replayed and you could still go, oh man, yeah, remember when that happened?
And it's because Shane McMahon doesn't wrestle all that much.
Yeah, last time we saw him in a match was against Undertaker at WrestleMania.
So it's like one of these things. They feel like maybe because of short attention span nowadays, they have to rerun the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But then it kills all the specialness out of it. Because like the matches that really resonate with me is like Ricky Steamboat versus Chris Jericho. That was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, unless you count 3-on-1 at WrestleMania. But I mean, like a one-off match like that, and I still remember that match as like a cool, special moment to me.
See, for me, like the one I always go to is, for two people that were considered rivals, how many times did we ever actually get just The Rock versus Stone Cold?
I don't know.
Because
I'd have to go back and look.
I'm interested because I can think of a moment from each of their WrestleMania matches.
Yeah.
But because they always did tag team matches or they did promos against each other, there isn't a bunch of other little things that drown out those bigger matches.
Yeah. On the Raw prior to WrestleMania 17, you can damn sure know that they didn't do The Rock versus Stone Cold.
Yeah, exactly.
On that Raw.
No, I remember the promo they did with Deborah in between them. That's what they did just before, or no, they did that. Yeah, they did that the Raw just before WrestleMania 17, where they just sat there and just were intensely hating each other in a 3-foot distance, and then they added that into the video, and it just added to the intensity of the match at WrestleMania.
But nowadays, we have instances like that, where we have a match at a pay-per-view, and it's happened twice in the last 6 months where the main event of the pay-per-view was the main event of Raw, the week before the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or one of that big headlining matches, maybe not the main event, but one of the biggest hype matches of the pay-per-view ended up being a match that they did right before the pay-per-view.
Seth Rollins beat Chris Jericho despite the attempted help of Kevin Owens. Chris Jericho went for a code breaker, got caught, and dropped right into a pedigree.
Chris, you didn't do finish.
And
Codebreaker ain't working no more.
Kevin tried to apologize through the locker room door, and Jericho wasn't listening.
Yeah. We don't even know if Jericho was actually there.
Well, the door was locked, and I can't imagine he had a key to his locker room. So I would imagine he's in there.
Fair enough. Alright, Cruiserweight?
Cruiserweight
Triple threat for the title. Rich Swann defending against TJ Perkins and the Brian Kendrick.
Rich Swann also trying to skull fuck Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, twice. First one I'm pretty sure was an accident.
Second one was intentional.
Second one was very intentional, but it was a seated senton. But yeah, a lot of Rich Swann's jump getting close to Brian Kendrick's face.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of kicks.
There was a lot of kicks and a lot of waiting for the next move to happen in this.
And a lot of Brian Kendrick disappearing off the apron.
Yeah, Kendrick didn't have a fucking chance in this.
Kendrick's head was a magnet for violence.
This was 90% Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins, and then 10% a triple threat match.
10% hit or kick Brian Kendrick in the head.
Yeah. And it was just to eliminate Brian Kendrick, so there was more Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have enough time to square up a good thought before the match went on.
But again, this is more repetition.
Yeah.
We talked about it on our predictions. We've seen the combinations of these three guys so many times that, I mean, they had some good moments in this match, but I'm going to be real, the part of this match that's going to stick with me is what happened after the match.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, to me, again, it's one of the things, this is a repetition thing. The only move that right now, besides Rich Swann's crotch going right into Brian Kendrick's face twice, is the double Rana.
Yes. I wanted to go 1, 2, 3 and have us say the same thing, but I was thinking the same exact move.
The double Rana that Swann did on Perkins and Kendrick.
Yeah.
Was really good. Other than that, the only thing I remember is the finish.
Yeah, double super kick took out Brian Kendrick, go figure, and then a rich kick knocked out TJ Perkins.
Yeah. Which made Rich Swann look real slick, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, totally ready to outsmart Perkins.
Because he just, like, they hit that double super kick, and he just spun right around and caught TJ right in the face.
Yeah, he's like, he wasn't waiting. He wasn't going to wait for them to square up.
Yeah, no, it was well played by Rich Swann. So Rich Swann retains the Cruiserweight Championship, and then we get the introduction of a brand new member of the Cruiserweight division. Neville makes his return.
Yeah.
And, they talked about it on commentary that Neville and Rich Swann have known each other for years. They're great friends. Neville's like, hell yeah, man, that was awesome. He's going down. He's like getting ready to congratulate Rich Swann. And then he punches him in the fucking face. And Neville loses his mind and destroys everything babyface.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
I still wish he would have gone over and gave a couple shots in on Kendrick.
He was watching the match. He's like, you know what? Kendrick has had enough. I'm just going to go after Swann and Perkins.
Because I it's such cardinal rule that, like, babyfaces attack heels, heels attack babyfaces can fight babyfaces, but for some reason it's so, like, incredibly rare to have, like, a heel and a heel.
I think that's the thing.
Physically,
is that they were trying to go for as much heat as possible, and he wasn't going to get any going after Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, I guess if they're going for, like, straight trying to make him heel, they did a good job. I feel
he
like
demolished both Rich Swann and TJ Perkins by himself.
Yeah, if you feel this way though, look at it. Look at the Cruiserweight division right now. Like, Tony Nese was the buffest dude on the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
Add Neville in, and he just got beat out.
Oh yeah, no, I want to see Neville versus Nese like now.
But I feel
maybe
like
even tonight on Raw.
He could have benefited from attacking Kendrick though, because I think there should have been that air of not like, oh, I'm a heel Neville, but like I don't give a fuck about anybody else Neville.
I don't know. Well, so we'll see what happens on Raw, but
yeah,
this was honestly my absolute favorite part of the pay-per-view, because just the fact that Neville is back is awesome, and the fact that they're letting him do something is awesome, and it's something completely different.
Yeah. which was like my reaction. Because when Neville came out, I'm like, oh, Neville! And then he slid into the ring and punched Rich Swann in my face. I'm like, whoa, Neville! Neville! Yeah.
Neville's whooping some ass.
God, you have a fucking dorky name.
Yeah.
Adrian Neville.
Yeah, can we call him Adrian Neville again? Maybe he's gonna come out and like demand that people call him Adrian Neville.
No, I'm just saying, like, Neville or Adrian Neville, man, they give you a hard name to work with.
At least he's not Aaron Neville.
Yeah. At least he's not Aaron Neville.
Yeah. So yeah, Cruiserweights. Once again, we're still rocking it at this point. We've guessed the entire pay-per-view.
Woo! More high fives. 5 for 5, 6 for 6.
We are 5 for 5 at this point.
5 for 5, ladies.
Women's Championship.
Let's go, ladies.
Iron Woman match.
Lots of moves. I have no idea where I was going with that.
That's alright. This was in the same vein as the tag team titles for me. Is that the match was fucking great.
Yes.
This
match was awesome.
I loved their build in this. I can only think of maybe 2 spots that didn't quite go the way they wanted them to, but still worked out enough for me to not really care that it looked like a botch. Initially I was like, okay, because they waited until there was like just over 10 minutes left.
Yeah, it was almost 20 minutes in.
Before the first fall happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, did this need to be an Iron Man match in this case? But then the last 10 minutes, they fucking stepped it up, and I was like, yes, this was well done as an Iron Man match.
It goes into my formula of wrestling and screwing up during your match. It's a strategically worked out formula in my brain. Whiteboard and everything, chalkboard, Bunsen burners and beakers and chemicals.
E equals MC squared.
That kind of stuff. Yeah. A lot of pie charts.
Gotcha.
A lot of graphing calculators used.
A lot of fractions, numbers, and letters all jumbled up together.
Yeah, to make it look like I'm smart. Basically, my theory is for every 15 minutes of a good match, one botch is completely inconsequential unless it's an injury. Like, of course, if it results in an injury and the match has to be stopped, or it just completely
lags from that point on
the rest of the match, then no. But like you said, there was like 2 moments where they just kind of had iffiness in what was going on, and it didn't really matter because we had 30 minutes of a solid match.
Yeah, and they did, they did their best of. But then they even did just a little bit of extra things that amped it up a little bit more. I'd say this is in top 3 of the matches that they've had. I would say this is easily top 3 of the best.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Not to say that there hasn't been a bad match between Sasha and Charlotte. There's just been a lot.
Yeah, it's back to the curse of repetition.
Yeah, which is the theme of this fucking pay-per-view.
It's the theme of Monday Night Raw, specifically.
It is indeed.
Like we said, I can't really say that much bad about this match.
Yeah.
Period.
So, first fall went to Charlotte with the standing natural selection, as she was on the second rope.
Yeah.
Sasha, not too long after that, did kind of one of the botchy moments, but it still worked out. It was just like a bunch of rolling that wound up in a pin, and Charlotte had this shock moment, like, wait, what happened? Like, she didn't even realize that she had just gotten pinned.
Yeah.
And then Sasha went up 2-1 after Charlotte missed the moonsault, and Sasha immediately locked in the bank statement and just had that mega torque on the back of Charlotte. And then with just 2 seconds left in the match, we had this is one thing that I didn't notice until I watched it again with you, is the last 5 minutes of this match, Charlotte fucking destroys Sasha's knee.
Oh, absolutely.
For 5 minutes. And it didn't even seem that long, and it seemed like I don't know, I enjoyed like the way she went about it, just the intensity that she did it, and the selling that Sasha was doing.
Yeah.
It was so
great.
well done.
And like the last almost full 2 minutes of the match was Charlotte applying the figure 4 leg lock.
And Sasha just constantly trying to get out of it.
And they traveled like a good distance around the ring in the figure 4 leg lock. And then right at the last second, about 7 or 8 seconds left, Charlotte actually bridges up to the figure 8.
Yeah, and then with 2 seconds left, Sasha taps out, officially tying it 2-2. Referee calls, okay, 2-2, overtime, sudden death. So now it's next person to get a fall wins the match. And
then what I love here is they did kind of like near fall, false finish, false finish, false finish. Because then it was like, oh, wow, like really like...
The fact that the Iron Man match itself was over, it adds, every time there's that false finish, it makes you a bit more, there's more anticipation for that fall because that's the deciding fall.
Yeah.
There isn't a deciding fall until the time limit runs out while the match is going. But after that time limit is up, every pinfall, every submission counts. Which, it just, the fact that they did such a good job of tying it up right at the last second made this last fall extremely important and made people really care about who was going to win.
Yeah, and it's one of those things also, looking at it from the perspective of just like looking at what they did in the ring. It's like knowing like both these women just busted ass for 30 minutes. So they're like whoever wins this is like deserves to take it home because they just killed each other for a half hour and then they're still gonna go another few minutes and still make it exciting.
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact that they're probably both exhausted.
Yeah. And, you know, and they
and that Sasha was bleeding from her mouth.
Yeah, no, she hits the backcracker for the bank statement, and she had Charlotte too far up, and Charlotte like fell right on her face, and so Sasha has the bank statement in and is just bleeding profusely from her face, and then from the bank statement, Charlotte's able to kind of lock some sort of like almost like a key lock onto the knee, and then that kind of loosens the grip of Sasha, and Charlotte's able to roll into almost a figure 4, almost like an Indian deathlock kind of thing, but then immediately transition into the figure 4, more of that really good struggle.
And then, like, Sasha's foot going on backwards.
Yeah. No, my favorite part is literally Sasha. This is the first time I've ever seen someone who is literally fingertips away from the rope, and it is literally just out of reach. Like, not like that, oh, I can't quite reach it thing. Like, she had her arm fully extended and could not touch it, and then you just get like the subtle scoot back of Charlotte. And you watch that hope just fade for Sasha. And then Charlotte's able to bridge up into the figure 8. Sasha can't take it. Sasha taps out. Charlotte is now a 4-time women's champion.
I give the match an A because the wrestling was good.
I give the match.
The storytelling was phenomenal. I even wouldn't have been butthurt if Ric Flair made an appearance during this match.
That was the other impressive part, is that there was no interference from anybody.
Because like I said on the prediction show, I'm pretty sure I said it on the prediction show, that I was fairly certain that Dana Brooke would come out, get Charlotte disqualified for a fall by attacking Sasha, but then that would soften Sasha up for 1 or 2 falls for Charlotte.
Yep, that didn't even happen. It It was a straight up one on. I think what it was their answer for Miz and Ziggler.
Yeah.
Because they had Maurice didn't get involved in that match at all. It was just a straight up Miz won and retained the title. That's the difference. Is Miz retained the title, Charlotte just fucking took it back again, and that's what bothers me.
Yeah. So hopefully WWE is going to keep to their word. Because multiple times during this match, the commentators did say that this would be the final encounter, or the final battle, or the final countdown.
The end of the line.
For Sasha and Charlotte. Which I'm okay with at this point. Because, again, Raw and your goddamn repetition.
Don't worry, we've got 6 months of Charlotte versus Bayley ahead of us.
Yeah. I think that also means maybe some Sasha versus Emelina.
Yeah.
Which I am in flavor of that.
Yeah, that's alright. We'll see what happens. That's also the first point we lost.
Dang. We gonna eat a bug.
We should have just known that WWE wasn't going to give Sasha the championship. We put way too much faith in WWE creative.
Yeah.
But hey, let's get creative again. Let's talk about Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah. I'm starting to realize how many moves Roman Reigns doesn't do.
Quite
a few.
This, I don't know. Again, it was good. But why don't I care that it was good?
Because it's the same syndrome. We're going through the same syndrome Roman Reigns is. Not to quite this level of viciousness, but John Cena. We stopped caring, when John Cena started getting super pushed, people stopped caring about John Cena, but then it transcended to the people, hating John Cena.
That's the thing is, I don't hate Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we're not at that level yet, because Roman Reigns hasn't won 10 world championships in 3 years.
True, he's only won 3 in 1 year.
Exactly, but so we haven't transcended to that level of hatred yet.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about, we at points just did not like John Cena whatsoever. No. We're back on board with John Cena.
Yeah.
Being a cool dude, but Roman Reigns is teetering on that fine line because right now he's at where a lot of the crowd has turned on him, but he still has fans.
Yeah, no, there's still a fairly strong Let's Go Roman contingency in just about every arena they go to.
But I feel like we're teetering on that line, very, very fine line of having the crowd just completely turn on him.
That's why they're putting the Shield back together.
Yeah,
they're like shit.
Probably, to be completely honest.
How else we've run out of options? How do we make him babyface again? Team him up with Seth and Dean again.
Because Seth has been so popular ever since he came back from his knee injury.
Seth has been popular since ever.
Yeah, and he had a lot of it factor going before he got injured, but we were oh, he's a great heel. When he came back from his injury, super pop.
Yeah.
And even as a heel, trying to be a douchebag to the
crowd,
crowd,
so hard to be heel.
Still, way the fuck over.
Yeah.
So we're in this thing where now it's we're gonna associate the two of them together. Hopefully, some of Seth Rollins' pops will rub off on Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Some of that shine will get up into the Roman Reigns wet hair.
Some of that conditioner?
Yeah. Conditioner Brothers. They're not going to be called the Shield anymore. They're just going to be the Conditioner Brothers.
They're not the Shield until Dean gets switched over to Raw.
So I think if Dean were to get traded over to Raw, and they reform the Shield, that's going to be really the only hope of getting Roman Reigns back on the 100% completely over with the fans cycle.
Roman needs just like an overhaul or something like.
Roman needs an injury.
Yeah.
Is that weird to say?
I don't know, because an injury is what fucked him over the first time. Because he was popular as fuck until he had his hernia. And then he left, and he came back, and then he revealed to us that he couldn't cut a fucking promo, and then everyone's like, fuck Roman Reigns, and I was like, he's not that bad. And then he didn't let Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble, and everyone was like, fuck Roman Reigns, and I'm like, he's not that bad. And then he got suspended, and I'm like, fuck Roman Reigns, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing, it's just... Yeah. It's just a thing. I lost what I was about to say. I had a thing that I was going to say, and then I lost it.
We're doing a really bad job of reviewing this pay-per-view. We're just ranting about little, like...
We're just giving our opinions, which is, I mean, this is what this channel's for in the first place. Let's be real. That's what we brought this channel up in the first place.
That's true.
This channel was meant to be our opinionated view on wrestling. God damn it. I don't remember what I was going to say about Roman Reigns. Motherfucker.
He needs an injury.
Yeah, he needs an injury. Because what right now is like Roman Reigns, he's champion, he's gotta have something, he's gotta be a champion or be contending for a champion or yada yada yada. Except the issue is, right now, the champion, everyone else in the title picture, and everyone else in the picture of the title that he's got currently are people that, again, repetition, people he's fought over and over and over again.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, he's going for the Universal Championship, and the only person, who else has he fucking defended the U.S. title against other than Jericho? And Rusev, who he won it from.
Pretty sure that's it.
Fuck you! Defend your goddamn title, man!
None of that's his fault. Because he doesn't book himself.
But, like, that's how you're gonna get Roman Reigns over, is you have him prove himself in different fucking matches.
Yeah. Because, let's be real, going back, Cena, as United States Champion...
Fucking awesome.
Made that thing worth something. And then Rusev, being where he's at in his last United States title reign, got so over.
Yeah.
As both a heel and as people started respecting Rusev. Like, Rusev got annoying to a lot of people during his initial run before Cena beat him because of the whole undefeated shtick. And then once we started seeing Rusev after he's losing, and he started adding more versatility to his matches, then it was like, yes, this Rusev is awesome. We're gonna keep it going.
He gained versatility and a character. He wasn't just the monster that goes out and destroys people. He had personality.
Yeah. What I think is Roman needs to be out. Maybe not an injury. You can put him in a WWE film. Something that gets him away for a few weeks, a month and a half. Change the landscape while he's gone. New champion. Or new United States champion. Or make sure that the title picture is full of people who aren't Roman Reigns. Then bring Roman Reigns back. And have him do something where everything else is already new. So bringing Roman Reigns back into this area would be fresh.
That's been my thing. Is since he lost the WWE Championship and went on his suspension, I have felt that it's not hate that I have for Roman Reigns. It's disappointment. And he hasn't done anything to make me feel like he deserves what he's getting.
Oh, yeah.
Prior to him winning the championship the first time, I felt like he had done a good job of at least deserving something. Since his suspension, I don't feel like he deserves any of this, especially when he's not doing anything different every single time he goes out there.
Yeah.
With that being said, Kevin Owens retained the Universal Championship because Chris Jericho ran down and hit a code breaker on Kevin Owens.
Therefore, Kevin Owens won by disqualification.
And then we found out that these last couple weeks or so, at least for the time being, has been a ruse, and that Jericho is just as strong as it ever was. But then we also found out that the Conditioner brothers are strong too.
But not that strong, because they have to team up together to lift people.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're still strong.
Yeah.
There's not as...
Well, CrossFit and stuff.
They're not as strong as Jericho. Because they put both members of Jericho through tables.
Yeah, I mean, Roman Reigns is so weak, Seth Rollins has to pick people up to put them on his shoulders for a powerbomb.
That does mean Seth Rollins is the CrossFit. Seth Rollins is the strongest member of the Shield because he can do that lift up without Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
But Dean Ambrose can do it too. Roman Reigns, the weakest member of the Shield. Go figure.
Yeah, it makes Kevin Owens look really strong because he can just hurl people up in the air and catch them.
Everybody, including Roman Reigns.
Including Mark fucking Henry.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it was.
Way off topic.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that ending though. I like the Jericho fucking trolling everyone.
Yeah, no, this is the second time now.
I'm not sure if this was like supposed to be like the hey we're trolling the whole time, or maybe Jericho did have a change of heart.
I do feel like Jericho now is trolling Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, at this point.
I feel like there's going to be a big turn on Raw.
Yeah.
Or at least in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, well, for sure, because I think plans going forward from here, we'll probably see Owens and Jericho at the Rumble, and then Owens losing the title to Rollins in February, setting up for Rollins versus Triple H at Mania.
I don't think Rollins is going to defend the title against Triple H.
Potentially not. There's a chance that Rollins could lose it between February and Mania. I'm just saying that's Seth Rollins' plan. That's his catalyst going through Kevin Owens' and his championship to get to Triple H.
Yeah.
So either he needs to win the title and then drop it to somebody on the way, or he needs to cause Kevin Owens the championship at some point.
Yeah.
To, unfortunately, somebody Triple H wouldn't like being the champion, which number one on the top of that list sucks enough to be Roman Reigns. Or Mick Foley. Put Mick Foley as the new champ.
Cesaro.
But that was Roadblock in a nutshell. A really long, exasperated, tangent-filled nutshell.
Also post down there what you thought about Roadblock. Lucas, I know you'll do it. Lucas, you usually post about your feelings regardless of what the show is. We appreciate that.
Cheers, Lucas.
So yeah, let us know what you thought about...
I like your films.
You're so stupid. It hurts my head. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links.
There's a lot of links.
Check
SoundCloud.
out the SoundCloud for
Podcast.
our other reviews. Oh my.
Not this one.
Nope. No, our other ones, the usual ones.
The weeklies. That's how I like to call them.
Also,
Indie News, Raw, SmackDown, 205, Lucha.
Also,
NXT.
reasonable wrestling fans.
With a W.
Like reasonable.
No.
That's wrong. That's not the way to say it. Also, Kevin Hawk won't be here for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So we got weird holiday schedules.
Weird holiday schedule. It's what happens when you work retail. Yeah, let's be 100% clear. We don't monetize these videos. Our videos are not monetized.
So we have to get real jobs.
Well, we have real jobs already.
Yeah.
And I just happen to work in a store that is a retail store that sells basically 90% things right now that are gifts for the holidays.
Sucker.
So basically, I am going to be MIA for the rest of the week, but potentially coming back around for something. Who knows?
Depends on how the week goes. There's a potential for him to show up, but
post in the comments below if you want us to have a Christmas special.
Yeah, because we won't have an indie news next week.
There's no indie news.
If you've already watched indie news, you know that.
So, post, post in the comments if maybe there's some sort of video you want to see fill the Sunday gap.
Yeah. Do you want us to do a best of Christmas moments in wrestling? Do you want us to...
Do you want another video like this where we just go off on what's wrong with WWE?
Yeah, give us some options of what bothers you.
Which normally would go on reasonable wrestling fans. Which is reasonable with a W.
Like, reasonable.
Nope. Still again, wrong.
Shit. I'll get it right eventually.
Like Wesley. Like,
yeah.
Like Waxahachie, Texas.
Like watching. Like, thanks for watching this extremely long and exasperated video. And we'll see you, well, I'll see you some other time. He might see you.
I'll see you eventually. I'm always watching.
Like wrestling.